I'm about to give you a unique top January baits video. Instead of me just going through the baits, I'm going to first give you the condition and then pick a bait if I can only pick one bait to pick in that type of condition. First time I've ever done a video like this. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. If you want something like this, if there are scenarios you want me to try to do for maybe the next one, leave me down there as well, guys, because I want to try to do different type of little top baits or top areas videos, guys. They're fun. A lot of people request me to do them, and I started doing them, and y'all guys enjoy them, and I also like hearing what other people have to say as well. Welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. Jimmy Eastland, go by Coach E. First scenario. Okay, now we're talking January, okay? Let's say it's nasty, cloudy, windy, cold, like, you know, I'm down here in Arkansas, guys, central Arkansas. Let's say it is, you know, one of those days where the water temps is high 40s, but guys, outside air temperature is at 35 to 40 degree. It's windy. Let's just say it's sleeting or snowing. You got one bait to throw, and this is, I was torn on this one, but I want to make this one fun right off the bat. I was torn between two, but I'm going to end up picking is the bladed jig, okay? I was torn between a lipless crankbait and a bladed jig, but with the bladed jig, I just think it is a little bit more versatile, and I can fish it in shallow areas. Now, lipless crankbait, I love to fish it shallow around rock and wood, but I think with this, I can throw this, you know, depending on the lake. I don't know what lake I'm on. That's one thing, and you guys let me know down there if we do lake types. I'm just picking a condition, but I can throw this at docks. I can put this more shallower cover, and this gets big bites just like lipless crankbait. This right here is a Z-Man jackhammer. It's in the firecraw color. This time of year they love the reds, but I'll also have the white shads and also brim colors as well. But for that, I'm going to throw it on 7.2 or 7.3 medium heavy fast rod. If I know I'm fishing more around cover, I can go a shorter rod to get me better casting and get that thing up under some cypress trees and stuff, depending on my deal. Throw it on Zing 15-pound fluorocarbon. But guys, on those nasty days are some of the best times to go out and fish in the winter. I'm talking, and I love those days. Like I said, if I only had one bait to throw, that'd be it. The next one, okay, the next one. Let's say, which one am I going to do? Let's say it is a sunny day, and I don't know if it's pre or post front, because that's another thing. I know we can talk about pre or post front. Let's just say sunny and windy. Sunny and windy. Okay, and it doesn't matter on the lake type, but sunny and windy, I'm going to throw an Alabama rig. Okay, now one thing about it is you see this big old hunk of metal, and for some reason, you know, this right here is a player in the winter. I can tell you why later if you want to come, you know, with me. There's some reasons why this is a player. But one thing about it in the wintertime, man, this draws bites and it draws big fish. But you need those type of conditions. The sun helps this thing flash in the water real well. The wind, of course, helps them not see it as good when you're fishing clear water scenarios. Now, if you're fishing stained to mud, man, it seems like at times they hit it better, like at Lake Ouachita. I know that stained section of the lake, that mid-lake section, they really, really like this. And that clear end, there's this really timely, and I know for me, like there'll be a week they eat it, be a week they don't eat it. This right here is the Black's Custom Lure Widowmaker. It's the Gen 2 one, I believe. I have it paired with 6 Sense Divine swim baits. I throw Kitech, 6 Sense. What else do I throw? I love the Scottsboro, guys. I don't, you know, I throw them all. I kind of test them all. I'm throwing it right now as well on 15-pound Zing fluorocarbon. I know some guys like, well, you know, I'm throwing on 20, but with that like, clear water that I've been fishing at Ouachita, I like it a little lighter. And I know if I get a big fish on, then I'll let it play and whatever. But, you know, like I said, I think this is 15. This might be 18. I don't know. I thrown on 20 before, but I've downsided my line and I've gotten more bites. And now that bite's dang fun when they hit it now. I'll make sure I retie my knot, you know, and stuff. But I'm throwing this on a 7.8 heavy fast. Okay. I like the longer rod to be able to get good cast and when I get double fish on it. Now the next scenario is the typical no wind sunny day. It's more of a post front day, I guess, than the wind. But there are sometimes a post front could be windy as well. But let's say it's no wind and sunny. Now, before I get into that bait, guys, this video today is brought to you by Future Marine. Future Marine has 4 stores across the state of Arkansas. Right now, we're going to talk about the boat of the week, 2 boats of the week. I'm going to share just a little bit about it. More information is down there in the description. You have the 2022 Triton 20 TRX. You guys have seen me in that boat the past 4 months. It is for sale right now. I'm back in the Bass Cat, though. Bass Cat getting it done today, but I was in that boat. It is a very, very, I know, comfortable riding boat, big deck. More information is down there. It's loaded. The other boat, guys, is an Icon 2024 Icon 21LX. Okay, more information is down there as well. They only have one Icon right now. It's a beautiful boat. I've been in it. Man, that thing's bad to the bone. It's like a big old Cadillac. Okay, now, guys, let's get on the lure for if it is sunny, no wind. Okay, and it is the Jig Head Minnow. And this right here is just the baby Z2 queen tackle head, half-ounce size. I got right now 3 on the deck with different types of minnows and stuff. But the jig head minnow, on those days, seems like it's the tough days. And I know I've been fishing more clean water. And let's say if it's a muddier lake or a river and it's no wind, sunny, and you have 3-4 days sun in a row, then of course you're gonna be fishing something different. But I'm talking highland reservoirs, those loading reservoirs right now, staying the kind of clear water. But for some reason, it seems like as much as I've done it those tougher days, this dude prevails. And I know for me, I do a lot of on-the-water lessons. I do the offshore lessons, forward-facing with this guy, and I get to see the power of it during those tough days. And I know that's from a lot of my on-the-water lessons. So guys, I'm throwing on a 7.1 medium light level NGX. Here comes a boat right now. It's a level 7.1 NGX, 7.1 medium light. Love this rod. I'm throwing it on 15-pound braid zing to the 10-pound fluorocarbon. Now, what I'm going to be looking for on areas wise, I haven't even talked much about areas. I about butchered that. I haven't talked much about areas, but I'm fishing this right now on deep on points and drains. I know for the bladed jig, I'm going to be trying to fish more shallower. I didn't talk about that, so I'm going to go ahead on the bladed jig. I'm going to be looking more shallower areas, you know, your points, your ditches where there's going to be grass or rock. And like I said, I'm going to be fishing that 10-foot or less. Alabama rig, I'm going to be looking for on my lakes, timber, edge of grass, brush piles, going to be your humps, going to be your points, kind of, you know, more of the deeper fish in that scenario. Minnow, like I've just mentioned, drains, into points. I'm throwing it in timber. I'm throwing it on, you know, if there is no timber, but I know on my lakes has a lot of timber, where there's going to be channel swings. I like it places where the channels kind of go by on those points, just high percentage areas. Now, the last lure, okay, is going to be cloudy and no wind. And I started thinking about this, and there's a, you know, you can almost throw kind of all these baits in those scenarios, but if I had to pick just one, and looking back at my time of my history of fishing, it's going to be a jig. And I say a jig's going to be a football jig. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple football jigs down there in the description. The VMC Flatline football jig and the Pacemaker series is one. I know I throw the Fish of the Moment offshore jig as well. But the jig, I look back in my time of fishing in my logs, it seems like on those days it's cloudy and no wind, it seems to get the bites. And I'm also going to be throwing a swim jig. I like swimming a jig in grass this time of year as well. But for that football jig, I'm going to be fishing the 20 to 50 foot depth range. If I'm fishing in that shallower swim jig grass, I'm going to be going 10 to 20 foot, you know, kind of in that range. You can fish in that deeper grass along some of our lakes we have down here, and you can swim that thing over brush piles and other scenarios too. But guys, I'm going to be targeting more fish, you know, on the bottom with that jig. And that's one thing I've learned with forward facing, as I talk about on cloudy days. You just think they just roam around and suspend, and they really don't. And that's one thing lately I've been seeing, even on my on-the-water lessons. We've been catching a lot of fish off the bottom. And I think about it then on those cloudy, no-wind days, how the jig was a player, and it's all just kind of now making sense. But guys, appreciate you. Let me know what you think once again. Hey, leave me a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Help me grow the channel. Thank you guys for being a part. Now, guys, let's get into the Faith Juice segment. Faith Juice segment today. I'm going right in. Normally I make a cut, but now we're going right in, okay? So Faith Juice segment. You're watching this video, or it's coming out on New Year's Eve. And so, power off. So it's coming out on New Year's Eve. You might watch on New Year's or whatever. But do you have resolutions? Like you always hear the New Year's resolution. And one easy one is working out and everybody doing that. My resolution from last year, which I always try to keep it simple. I try to pick 1 or 2, and there are 1 to 2 that I can hit, you know. The one I did last year was like, hey, stop drinking a pot of coffee a day and let's go to 2 cups. And we did it. And now it's like if I drink 3 to 4 cups in a day, I go crazy. But for like 10 years of my life, I was drinking a pot or more a day. It's like my body would just roll, and it needed it. But I cut back, and I realized I don't need all that coffee. So that was just one easy one. Now this year I'm thinking about it. It's kind of tough. One thing I really want to do is get back to reading more regularly, reading the Bible, not just reading books, but reading the Bible. Ever since kids have kind of came along, it's kind of been where I don't read every day. Now, I'll pray every day, but I don't read like I used to before kids, man. And so that's one thing for me. And I'll read and study, but it seems like with life and with the kids and everything kind of happening, you just kind of forget those times. And I say that like, you're like, Jimmy, pick a time, you know, pick a time in the morning or in the evening. Guys, you don't get like if you, that was easy without kids. But like my little one right now will wake up at like 4 in the morning, and then I'm with her. Next thing you know, I got to get in the boat and I got to like go to work or like go fish, or you know, I'm with her, and then next thing you know, like the other one wakes up too. And so there's like stuff that happens. Or at night, you know, like I know I try to do it by the day. I really like to wake up and read in the morning, but then I know with kind of life, so I'm kind of going back to the night deal so I can kind of plan it better. I've been reading at night lately, and it's kind of been more of a consistent. So what's y'all's New Year's resolution? Okay, appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. We will see you on the next one.